Today, I'm going to show you how to add a blog to your Magento store. I'm Harriet from Drop and Blog. Let's get into it. Once logged into your Magento admin account, on the left-hand side menu, click on Content. And in the slide-in menu that appears, select Pages. Then click this Add New Page button. Here beside Page Title, name your page however you want. We'll type in Blog to be straightforward. Next, expand the Content section and click on the Edit with Page Builder button. In the Page Builder, you'll be met with a blank page. On the left-hand side menu, click on Elements. Then in the drop-down, drag and drop the HTML code element onto the page. Now that the HTML code element is on the page, hover over the element, and in this bar that appears, click on the gear icon. You'll be taken to this new page, and here is where you need to insert your blog code that you will have to get from your Drop and Blog account. Here in your Drop and Blog account's code and layout page, under Blog Code under Step 1, copy the first line of code by clicking on this Copy Code button. Once copied, you can go back to your Magento Page Builder. Then go ahead and paste your code right here. Now, for the second line of code, go back to your Drop and Blog account's code and layout page. This time, under Step 2, copy your second line of code by clicking on this Copy Code button. Once copied, go back to your Magento Page Builder and paste your code right after the code previously added. Then, click on the Save button in the upper right here, and close the Page Builder in full screen by clicking on the two arrows facing each other here on the upper right corner of the page. Once done on this page, click on the Save button here in the upper right, and we have successfully added a blog page. Now that we have successfully added a blog page, let's check it out by clicking on Back here to return to the previous page. Find your blog page here, then to the right, click on Select, then select View. Your blog page will appear in a new tab. Looking great! Let's click on a post to check it out. And there's our blog post. Everything is working as it should. Now that you've added a blog to your Magento store, the obvious next step is to start creating content for your blog through your Drop and Blog account. Go to your Drop and Blog account's Posts page and click on the Add Post button here with the plus icon. And you'll be taken to your Drop and Blog account's Post Editor. Here, we will show you how to create a post using Drop and Blog's Post Editor, and the first thing you want to do is add a post title. We'll type in Benefits of Blogging as an example. And here is the content area where you add your blog post content. There are two ways you can add your content. You can either type in your content here directly, or you can copy content you've already created on Google Docs or other word processors, then paste it here into the Post Editor's content area, which is what we'll show you now. We have already prepared content here on Google Docs, and we'll just copy. Then paste it into our Drop and Blog Post Editor's content area here. Now that we have some content to work with here, we'll show you some of the different tools from the editor's right-hand side menu and the editor's top bar that you can utilize to create well-structured and visually appealing content. To the right here, you have the option to show a table of contents in your post. Simply click on the toggle underneath, and you'll see a table of contents added to your post. Then, if we click on the plus icon here to expand our table of contents, we'll see that there is nothing there just yet, as what you will add to your table of contents is based off of the headings that you add to your post, and we have none at the moment. So we'll add some H2s and H3s to our post here. Boosts visibility and authority into an H2. This one into an H2 as well. Supports business growth, an H2 as well. And key benefits at a glance, we'll make that an H3. Then when we scroll back up, we'll see the sections in the table of contents having been based off of the headings that we added to our post. Now, from the editor's top bar here, you can also add block quotes to posts. We'll just click on a section here, then click on the block quote icon here in the top bar. There you go, we just added a block quote. Just below, we have a table of some of the pros and cons of blogging that we want to add a table header to be clear which of these are the pros and the cons. To add a table header, click on a table cell here, Then in the pop-up menu, click on the table header icon. Once the table header is added, we'll label each column, pros on the left and cons to the right. You can also very easily add images to your post. You can simply copy and paste an image into the editor. We have an image ready here from a Google Docs that we'll just copy. Then back to the post editor, select where we want to place the image, and paste. Another way to add an image is by clicking on the Insert Image tool from the top bar here. This file manager will appear. If you do not see the image you would like to add here and you need to add your image to the file manager, click on the Upload button here, and a pop-up will appear. You can then either drag and drop in your image here, or you can click on Browse and select the image you want to upload from your local storage. Once your image is uploaded to the file manager, you just need to hover over the image you want to add, click on the Insert button that appears, and your image will be added to your post. And if you want to add a video, simply click inside the content area where you want to place your video. Then click on the Insert Video tool here in the top bar, and a pop-up will appear where you have two ways of adding a video. You can either paste the video URL here, or you can switch to the Embedded Code tab and paste your code here. We'll use a video URL. We've got a URL copied, so we'll just go ahead and paste the URL in, then click on the Insert button here. And as you can see, a preview of the video has been added to the post. Now, from the top bar, if you click on the kebab menu icon here, you'll see more tools that you can use to organize your content and make your content look visually appealing. From here, you can add lists and tables, which we already added to this post, so this time we'll select these 4 lines. Then click on the Ordered List tool here. And there we go, we've turned these 4 lines into a numbered list. You also have the option to highlight specific parts of your content by using the Paragraph Style tool here. Simply click on the section you want to highlight, click on Paragraph Style, and choose between Callout or Fine Print. We'll choose Callout. And now we've emphasized this part of our blog post. Scrolling back up, you'll see here on the right that you can add a featured image to your blog post. Just click Select under Featured Image here, and the File Manager window will appear like before when using the Insert Image tool from the top bar. We have an image ready here, and we'll just hover over the image we want to add. Then click on the Insert button that appears. And that's a featured image added to our post. Below, we'll assign an author to our post. You can also add a category for your post. For this one, we'll tick Tips. And before you publish your content, it's ideal that you optimize your content for search engines. You can use Dropinblog's SEO analysis tool that you will find below the content area in the post editor here. The SEO analysis tool lets you add a target keyword or phrase and helps you optimize your content based on it. We'll use Benefits of Blogging. Once you've added your primary keyword or phrase, below you'll see a search engine preview, along with the options to add an SEO page title and an SEO meta description. Once you've filled out these fields, you can scroll down to see your content score. Here is where you'll see suggestions on how to improve your blog post's visibility and search engine results. You'll notice these colored boxes next to these suggestions. With green boxes, these mean that you've done what is suggested to improve your blog's visibility and search engine results. While with red or sometimes yellow boxes, these are highlighting the areas in your blog post that need to be improved further for optimal visibility and search engine results. For example here, we haven't met the suggested word count. We don't have the target phrase in the first paragraph, our keyword density is too low, and we haven't added links to relevant pages. Once we address all of these, the red boxes will turn green, which means that we have optimized our content for search engines. Apart from optimizing your content for search engines, you can also use Mention Boost to help your content's AI visibility. Let's click on Mention Boost here on the upper left to jump to the Mention Boost section. Mention Boost has a similar scoring system with the SEO analysis tool. It will give you suggestions like adding headings, a table of contents, FAQs, and adding structured content like lists or tables. Once again, with green boxes meaning the goal is satisfied, and red or yellow for areas that can still be improved. On the right side of the post editor, you'll see your blog post's status. As of right now, it is a draft. To publish your post, select the Published option here, then click on the Save Post button here. And once it's saved, you can click on the View Post button here, and your live blog will appear in a new tab like so. And you'll see all of the improvements we have done from starting with a simple post. There's the table of contents, our table, and media that we've added, among other improvements, creating a well-structured and visually appealing blog post. Now, you might have noticed this audio player at the top of the post. This is Dropinblog's text-to-speech feature, Blog Voice AI, that turns your written content into audio, which is a great way to increase engagement on your blog. To turn this feature on, go to the settings page of your Dropinblog account, scroll down to the Blog Voice AI section, then toggle the switch under text-to-speech, and here you can customize the sound of your blog by selecting a language and one of the voice options we have. You can also filter the voice options here by gender on the left. You can preview a voice option by simply clicking on the play button right next to the voice's name as well. Once you're happy with your customizations, just click on the Save All Changes button here, and now you're able to offer your written content in an audio format. Dropinblog also offers Smart Snippets, which are basically reusable content blocks, meaning a piece of content that you can create, then add to a single or all of your blog posts. You can find the Smart Snippets feature on its dedicated page within your Dropinblog account. Simply hover over the More tab in your navigation menu and click on Smart Snippets in the dropdown. As an example, we'll show you how to add a sales banner to all of your blog posts. In the Smart Snippets page, we'll click on the Add Your First Snippet button over here with the plus icon. And now in the Snippet Editor, switching to Editor View, here we'll add our sales banner. We'll click on the Insert Image tool here. As you can see in the File Manager, we already have our banner uploaded. We'll just hover over our image and click on Inserts to add our image, like so. The next thing we'll do is add a link to this image that will lead to a page where these items are available. To do that, we'll click on the image, then in the pop-up menu, click on the chain icon here, and in the next pop-up, paste in our link here under URL, then click on the Insert button here. Now, using the menu on the right, add the snippet name. We'll type in Flash Sale, for example. Then toggle the switch to make the snippet active. And under Snippet Location, we'll select Targeting. Then under Targeting Position, we'll select for the snippet to appear after the content. And finally, under Posts to Target, we'll select All Posts. Then we'll go ahead and save our snippet and click here on View Blog. Our blog will appear in a new tab. We'll click on any one of these posts since we selected our snippets to appear in all posts. And scrolling through, we see our sales banner right below the content where it should be in our blog post. Since we added a link to this image, we'll go ahead and click on it. And as it should, it has led us to our products page. Dropinblog automatically inherits your site's design. When you add a blog to your site, it will blend in seamlessly with the rest of your pages. If you want to style your blog further, you can go to the Code and Layout page of your Dropinblog account and scroll down. Under the Advanced section, you'll see Design Customizations, where you'll be able to customize your link color, your primary font size, or your primary fonts family, among other options, and you'll see a preview of these changes to the right over here before you save your changes. If you want to make even more advanced customizations, we also have a Custom CSS section below, where you can add your own custom CSS. If you need help managing your blog, Dropinblog supports user roles, allowing you to add your team members to your Dropinblog account. To go to the Users page, hover over the More dropdown, then click on Users. From here, to add a new user, click on the Invite User button here with the plus icon. And in this page, add the email address of the user you want to invite. After that, assign them a role by selecting one of the default roles, either admin, editor, or writer, which have preset permissions. So, for example, a writer will only be able to view analytics, manage posts, and publish private posts, and have all of these restrictions. Another example is the editor role, which includes the same permissions as the writer, but with more access. As you can see, editors are able to publish public posts, delete posts, manage categories, and authors. If these set roles don't match your preferences, you can choose to create a custom role, where you can manually select which aspects of your account the invited user will have access to. Lastly, with Drop'n'Blog's Import-Export tool that you can find by hovering over the More tab over here in the navigation menu and clicking on Import-Export in the dropdown, on its dedicated page, you can easily import or export your content if you decide to change platforms. And if you decide to move away from Magento and create your store on another e-commerce platform, you can take your blog with you, as Drop'n'Blog is platform agnostic and works seamlessly with almost any platform. In our integrations page, if you click here on See Integration Guides, you'll find our integration guides for the various and diverse platforms that Drop'n'Blog integrates with. And that's how you add a blog to your Magento store. Happy blogging!